Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Lisa Plans. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're a current subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around. And if you're new here, I do videos that are planner related. Planner stuff, all things planners. Not much journaling. I'd like to get into that, and I'm kind of getting into that. More on that probably later. But yeah, so right now, I decided to come on here, pop my camera on, and just talk a little bit about what's going on right now. Because, oh my gosh, I am a mess right now, and I thought, there's no better time to do a video when you're in complete planner chaos. So, yeah. So, as you guys know, I went from notebook to discs for June, and I honestly thought this was going to be my forever planner. This was just going to be it. This is what I'm doing. Everything else getting sold, scrapping everything. This is it. I bought some stuff. I think I spent a couple hundred. Oh my God. But some of it I can actually return, thankfully. And some of it I can probably, depending on what I hop into next and jump into, I might be able to cut it down and use it. Other things I'm probably going to have to sell off. Thankfully, there's BST boards. But let me explain what's going on here. I got this cute little passport here for a reason, but we'll talk about that in a second. But right now, I just want to talk about what it is about this thing that's driving me bananas. Now, I will have to say, I'm kind of glad it's making me hate it this much, because it's making me not want to hop back into this again. And I got out of this thing for a reason, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. I thought it might be, well, part of it's the inserts, but I thought, okay, if I change up the inserts, things will be better. All right, let's do it. If I just do that, I think this will work. No, it's not working. It's not working. It's just not. I don't like my monthlies in here. I just bought these. What did I buy? Now this thing is set up so cute. It really is. It's not that it's not cute. It's just not functional for me. And I have to have function over anything, so it ain't working. So these are gorgeous inserts. There's nothing wrong with these inserts. They are from May Paper Co. Although I'm finding out now I prefer that Monday start. And I'm looking at calendars going, wait a minute. I'm looking at Sunday starts now. I'm like, what? Where's Monday? No, Monday's here. No, it's here. So I think I finally got my brain wired for a Monday start now. So I'm hoping I can just, whatever I'm going into next, I will try to have a Monday start calendar in it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But another thing I didn't realize that was driving me nuts was the distance between this page and this page. So if you're sitting in front of a Happy Planner Mini or any disc bound, and you have some ginormous discs on here like I do, these are 1.5 Levenger discs. I don't know if you can see that. There is quite a hop from this page, I don't know if you can see my fingers, to this page height-wise. So it just is driving me nuts. The distance between this page and this page. Now, I could just pick up this page and just do this, which I've done in the past. But I don't want to have to do that. I just want to see it, at least have the illusion that it is straight across. Now you might think, okay, Lisa, that is very nitpicky. And you're probably right. But I'm in this thing all day, every day. It's next to me at work. It's next to me at night. And I'm in here jotting things down. I use my planner like a crazy woman. And I'm very proud of that, by the way. I do use this thing to the hilt, although right now it doesn't look like I'm using this at all, because I'm not, because they're driving me nuts. I don't like it. Then the inserts are pretty. If they sat, together like this, if I had smaller discs, they would do it. But yeah, they're not. So So this is a huge fail for me. I don't like seeing the shadow from the disc on this page. And these are all things that probably bothered me before, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. I'm like, what? What's going on? Why don't I like this? Why am I not gravitating towards this? It's almost like I needed to journal around it to find my, my true feelings about my planner. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's one thing. I have a lot of gripes. I really do. It's a little heavy. Yeah, I'm starting to get the feel that it's kind of heavy. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not really paying attention to my tracker sheets at all in here this month. It's just not, I'm just not bonding with it. So I'm not paying attention to these sheets. This is just one I filled out. But as you can see, my habit tracker, nothing. My weekly tracker, nothing. Some of these other ones, I'm not checking these off. I don't even have my daily in here. So I'm just like abandoning it already. I'm just abandoning it. Yeah, I need a little bit of a drink. Sorry. There we go. So yeah, I do have a couple like errands, that actually I can cross some of those off. I do like having my errands list right here, but I have my weeklies in here. Let me see. I just don't want to show any names. Here we go. I think this is this week. I have hardly used it. Hardly used this thing. And I'm just not, I do not like this layout. I was hoping it would be like the Truth, the Life, and the Way with a to-do list here and with just more stuff here, but it's too busy for me. It's just too busy. And I don't like the scattered, weekdays. I like it to be, straight up and down. If I'm going to have those, yeah, straight up and down is what I like the most. And I do like to see my daily with this. Now, I've had this in this planner like this before, but I still didn't like my weekly. I don't know. I didn't like it. So I cannot find a weekly that I like for here. Another thing that is driving me absolutely bananas. Now, this looks lovely. I love looking at it, and I love how clean it looks. It looks nice to write on. But let me tell you, this is why I hopped out of this planner before. This page for me, I just cannot write on it. It's so hard to write on. I thought, oh, I'll just get used to it. I'll just do this every time. I can write like this. But it is driving me crazy having to lift up this planner. I could write a short sentence over here to do, but I like to write a lot in my planner. So every time I'm picking this up and flipping it and then writing in it. And as I mentioned before, I'm in this thing a lot. So, and pardon me, I think my throat's a little sore. Ugh. I think I burnt my mouth the other day. We had baked mozzarella, and I think I got like a pocket of like too hot of a noodle, and it's got in my throat. So, yeah, this sounds like I'm ranting in this video, doesn't it? I was such a good mood today. I'm happy. I'm talking to people. And then now I'm just sounding like I'm crabby. And the reason being for that is, if you saw this in my intro, right? This little passport, it's cute little bug. Little bug and rug. It's so cute. I'm going on a trip Sunday. And I have some busy weeks coming up. Now, some people would say it's subjective, right? What is busy for one person is like a walk in the park for another. I heard another planner girl saying, yeah, we're going here, we're going there, and we got this soccer practice here, and we got this, but we're not really busy this month. I'm like, what? You are crazy busy. What are you talking about? You're going on a trip, you're going to soccer, you're doing blah, da, da, da. I'm like, whoa, put the brakes on. But for me, this is me busy. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks for work, which I'm okay with. I don't mind traveling. But when I get back, I have like another, like a birthday party for my husband. And then we have a couple more things we're going to do that weekend when I get back. And then right after that weekend is 4th of July weekend. And we go to a family member's house that's out of town. They have a big fireworks show there, which is so cool. So we'll be doing that. And then after that is my mom's birthday barbecue party. So I'll be out of town for that, staying at her house for several days. And then a couple weeks after that, maybe just a week. I don't even know if I get a week break. I might be flown out to Colorado, but I don't know yet for work. So there's going to be a lot of moving and shaking. And I do not want to be in a planner that's driving me bananas. Plus, I'm going to have to set up July, like this weekend. I'm just going to have to do it early. So I'm thinking about, of course, changing up my system to something else. I don't think it's going to be Passport, but we'll see. I'm going to set up something either tomorrow or Friday, probably Friday. I'll be ditching this. I will not be taking this on my trip. This is the last time I took this on a work trip. I ended up staying on that work trip for a month, and I didn't know it. And I had to switch gears I had to have a setup for April. I was in March, and I had to have a setup for April, and I couldn't do it on the road in this. I mean, the punch for this alone would, like, you know, take the airplane right out of the sky or add miles to your car because it's so heavy. The Levenger punch is what I use. It is just ginormous, and there's no way I could do it. So I want something a lot more portable. For one, I think I'm going to need it portable because I don't foresee myself being home a lot in the next maybe month and a half. So yeah, so that makes me, you know, think, okay, so I'm going to ditch this. This is kind of heavy. She's kind of a heavy little beast. And once you put these 1.5-inch discs on here, she get heavy. She is so cute, though. I have really enjoyed the deco in here. So it makes me sad to tear this thing apart. It really does. It's so pretty. But I can't use it. I can't use it. I'm so sad that the weeks aren't working out. The months, I don't even want to ride in it. And the days are just, it's just making me sad to even plan in the days. I'm like, I can't write in here. This is not working out. Yeah. I'm really sad. I'm really sad about it. But I'm also kind of glad that I don't like it that much because I think it's less of a chance for me to plan or hop back into this. Because I think I'm going to remember now how much I don't like it. And that is like kind of a first for me because usually I can find like several things I like about a system. But now I'm just like, no, I'm so turned off. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know you guys, some of you guys have been with me for a long time. Thank you, by the way. I think another system I said I would never go back into are junior discs, half letter. Never say never, but yeah, I can't see that either. They're just that's too ginormous, too heavy, and I don't pick it up. Now, I do like the inserts way better in my junior half letter than here, and I will actually use them and be productive and all the things. But this thing, I'm just not even filling out my trackers. I mean, I'm just not, I've never not used a planner this much. It's so weird. So I think it's definitely time for a change, and you probably won't see mini discs on my channel for a very long time. And I thought it was going to be like everything. So, nope. So if you guys, I'm so sorry if you guys are here for my mini disc setups. Yeah, they're going away, I think. Pretty much. I'm pretty sure they're going away. So that leads me to think, okay, what's next? I guess this is turning into like a mid-year check-in video with more of a rant against HP Mini. Not Happy Planner products. There's hardly, I don't think there's anything in here that's Happy Planner branded. So don't get me, you know, wrong or mistake that, because everything in here I've print, cut, punched myself. And these, I don't think anything's Happy Planner. I use a Levenger punch. I use Levenger discs. and I use a Live Love Posh cover, and everything's linked, I think, in my last video that I posted. I think I posted just kind of a little setup of putting this together. It is so adorable. I'm so sad that it's not working out. I love how flat it lays, but I cannot write over here without doing this. And it's just, I write in this thing a lot, every day, several times a day. And no, I mean, I can't. So sad that it's going away. What is coming back? I have several things I'm thinking about. One of which, of course, is my standard TN. But I'm going to change up the inserts. If I go back into this, I'm not sure. It's like a fight between this and personal rings. So I don't know which I'm going to end up in. I might actually end up in both. I don't know. So that's what I'm going to try to figure out in the next couple days. And I don't know what I'm going to travel with. I might set up this little guy just for travel. And just plan out of this for the next month and then jump into my standard. Or I might just take my standard because I think I might need the room in my standard. But this I could use. I just printed out some cute little dashboards to pop in here. I found these images off Pinterest and just got them developed at Walgreens as like one 8 by 10 photo, but I just staggered them in Canva and got them developed. So I might make some cute dashboards for here. I got some plastic dashboards, and I do have like the Monday Start Traveler's Company passport book. What's so great about these books, if you are like, you know, old like me, the fonts in here are so nice. They're dark, they're large. I love them. I do love that. The numbers are big enough for me to see. I don't have to ever worry about it. So great. I do love the paper. The Traveler's Company paper is like divine. And I can actually plan in here. It's just, if I'm really busy, it doesn't work. It has to be, yeah, it just, I don't know. It's hard for me, but I can throw my passport in here. This is like my new passport. Just got it, brand spanking new. And I didn't know this, but you're probably thinking, Lisa, why don't you have that in an RFID, you know, protective case? But your new passport it does have protections in the cover for RFID waves as long as it is closed. So you can put it in here and it's protected as long as it's closed. There's special plastic in the cover that blocks those waves. So that's kind of cool. But this will not protect your credit cards, obviously. It will go through leather. I looked. I actually looked it up. I'm like, can I put my credit cards in here and kind of make it a wallet? But no, that won't work. So I'm actually thinking about either using this for just like lists. I would only put like lists in here. That is the biggest problem I have with being in my standard TN. Is the lists. I'm a lister. So I thought, okay, maybe I could just do a passport list book and just use this. Like I use this for lists, waiting on. I don't even know when this was. The only thing that bugs me about this is I can't tear this out. Yeah, I can't tear it out, but I can kind of plan in it. I planned this day in it. I do put like little deco in it, which I really like doing that. And I can plan a day on too in here. So it works okay. It's enough space. I think I actually did calculate the space, how many lines I get. And each one, let's see, I did calculate this somewhere. And I thought it wasn't here. I know it wasn't here. I had to find it. Maybe you guys don't care about this. But I get about 80 lines on a day on 2 in here. And then, yeah, here it is. Yeah. I have a bunch of weird notes in here, but my passport, I get 46 lines, but the page is a little shorter. Or maybe this way, 40, or this way, I guess. But it's pretty decent. It's 46 lines. It's a little bit more than my personal day on one. So if I do a personal day on one, I get 35 lines with my one column insert that I like to use. So I'm trying to think, you know, if I do one line in my HP Mini, which I'm not liking my HP Mini, because of that, I don't know, the what do I want to say? The depth. That is a weird thing to say you don't like about a planner, is the depth. I don't like the depth from one side to the other. The height difference between the pages is just driving me bananas. But it's 35 lines. It's the same, but the width is a little bit longer than, of course, the personal, obviously. It's a larger page. Standard TN, I get the most. I get 82 lines. But it's the same width as passport. If I do washi on the sides, check this out. I don't know if you guys care about this, but if I do washi on the sides, it's about the same width as my narrow TN. Almost. Just about. But obviously you get way more room in a standard up and down. So that is why I kind of like putting washi at the top and bottom of here, because I do like the width of this page. I love, love, love this paper, and I love, love, love this notebook. This is a 002 insert Traveler's Company. Love it. It's it is my favorite insert. I would have to say it's my favorite. I love how white it is without being stark white. I love how the grid is lighter, and I love how my pens feel on it. They just write like butter on here. I love it. The only thing is, it is a little big for me, but not some days. Some days I can fill this puppy up. And I do when I'm in here, I do more of the scripting method, like Planner Perfect, except I still make lists. I have to for work. I have no choice. I could put my list somewhere else, but I'd rather incorporate it into my day than put it in a different notebook. I'd rather see what I got to do today. I'm very much a daily planner, so I have to see what's going on today. Every single day I write what's happening the next day. So I do it the night before. I do that even when I'm in rings. I'm just doing a to-do list. I will kind of map out my day for the next day, and I do it almost every night unless I'm really sick or something. Yeah, I really do. I'm very proud of that fact. I mean, I have a planner channel, Lisa Plans. You can guarantee every night I am cozying up to something and planning out my next day. I map it out. What do I got to do tomorrow? What are my appointments? What's my biggest things? Such a great habit to get into. Highly recommend. But now we got to figure out what we're doing next. Field note, 54 lines. If I do a day on 2, that's about as wide as a narrow TN with washi 2, but it's just a little taller. So I did briefly think about going into a pocket, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of these field notebooks. I mean, they're okay, but once you have had this insert, I mean, this paper, I hope they never change it. I'll be like crying on my channel. I'll do a whole special with wine and I'll be crying if they change this paper. Oh my God, please, please, Traveler's Company, never change this paper. It is perfect. Yeah. So what else? What else was next? I don't know. Oh, 2-page. So if I use a day on 2, my HP Mini, which is what I'm doing now, I get about 66 lines. Which is actually about right for what most of my days are fine on this HP Mini 66 line on the day per 2 on the insert I'm using now. And I do like the shape of that page, which is so sad. But man, I can't write on that side. It just drives me bananas. So, I mean, I could do a day on one, but then there's the depth, and then there's the inserts I don't like, and there's too many things I don't like about the HP Mini. And it's no wonder that I wanted to jump out now that I look back and going, okay, I see it now. I see. If I do a half letter, I will not do a half letter day on two. That's just way too big. But if I do one page and then have my week on the other side, which I've shown on my channel before, I think I've done a few setups. I do get 44 lines up and down just on one page, and that seems to be okay for most days. There are some days where I blow through that and I'm like, whoa, I could use a lot more space. I write a lot. I know there's some people that are probably yelling at their screen at me right now going, Lisa, why do you write so much? Why are you putting down so many things to do? Aren't you crazy? Well, that is something I'm kind of struggling with right now, actually. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep doing what I'm doing with the kind of the Planner Perfect method, where you kind of map out your day. You know, I even write down if I'm showering that day, or how do I want to say this? Instead of just going off like a list, like I have a checklist for my daily routine, like laundry, dishes, you know, taking my vitamins, stuff like that, which is okay. Instead of doing that in here, I will write it in. I'll do, okay, I want to do the laundry. I want to do this. I might still have that list somewhere floating in here, but I like to think about when I'm going to do that laundry. And you're thinking, Lisa, okay, who cares when you do your laundry? You're so silly. Well, it does matter sometimes, because I had a sick cat. Unfortunately, we had to put him down. I'm so sad about that. Yeah. But before he passed away, poor little guy, he was having a lot of litter box issues, and we had to wash him up like almost every time he used the box because he just couldn't stand up anymore. He had arthritis really bad, and he had kidney disease really bad, and he had a hard time using the litter box. So that was probably the biggest reason we put him down, was because he just couldn't, you know, stand. He was so weak. Like, okay, this poor thing. We need to send him across the Rainbow Bridge. So poor little guy. Yeah, we did that for him. And he's in a better place now, I keep telling myself, but man, is it hard. Where am I going with this? So during that, you know, several weeks, I was doing constant washings of his blankets, because he would get, you know, poop everywhere. And at the very end, he became really incontinent, where he just pee on the carpet. I'm like, oh boy, okay. So I had to soak that up with paper towels, and there was a lot of cleanup for that little guy. Plus, we gave him a bath, so I had to do a lot of towels for him because, you know, I'm just not going to let my cat be sopping wet. I want to soak up his water. So you know how much cat loves, you know, a cat would love a bath. So it didn't work out so well. But I had a lot of laundry to do, and I didn't get mine done. So I had a review with my boss one day, and I can't remember what day that was, but I had a review, and it was like, you know, at 12:30. I'm thinking, man, wouldn't it be great if I had my pink shirt, or, you know, whatever shirt to wear, because I was low on shirts at this time because I wasn't doing my laundry. Like, yeah, I'd like to get that done. So I scripted out the night before to wash my shirts. So I'm like, okay, I got to get those washed. And then the next morning, I got to get those puppies in the dryer before 12:30, so they'll be ready. Plus, I need to take a shower before, you know, 11. I'd like to be ready by 11 for this, you know, meeting, because I know it's going to be video, so that's why I care. So I wanted to have this particular shirt, and I wanted to be showered and ready to go before 12:30. Old me would just not pay attention, you know, to those small details, and just miss all of that, and just wore whatever I had in my closet, which wasn't much left. And maybe I wouldn't have even, I probably would have still taken the shower. I usually take one anyway, but you know, I might not have done all the makeup and everything that I did. And it's just those little things that make a difference, I think. And if we spend some time writing out the night before how our day might flow the next day, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth taking the time to do that. When I'm in this method, I take more time because I've got 2 pages and I've got a lot more to think about. But when I'm in a ring planner like this, which one I might be thinking about going to, do I have anything in here? No, okay. So this is tomorrow. I do have an appointment for, but I'm not mapping this out. I just have my to-do list. I have some Amazon stuff coming early. I just want to make sure I get it off the porch. And I just do a to-do list. I have like a little errands list, some things I want to take out of the house, and I might write what I have for dinner. And that's really about it. That's what I do in a ring. Sometimes this can work actually better for me. It keeps me more focused on what I'm doing for the day. I want to make sure I grab this stuff off the porch. So I'm going to highlight it. Yeah. And I just remembered my Walmart order's coming tomorrow too. So I got to make sure I'm home for that. Plus I need to return a fan tomorrow. So already I'm getting a little nervous that I don't have enough space on here or things might change. I can always just mark stuff off. And that's it. This is stuff I want to take out of the house. I got my returns and, you know, water cup and stuff just to run my errands. I don't know if you guys do Fly Lady, but I think Thursday's errand day. All right. So, sorry, I had to take a break and drink some tea. Woo, my throat's being really weird with me tonight. But anyway, so it's a lot more simple in here, although I do get a little frazzled if a lot more piles on. And I could blow through this little list in like, I don't know, maybe an hour, or depending on what's on here. Some of these are just like quick emails. Some of these are just like I check something, like I'm checking the weather for next week for when I go on my trip. Yeah, some of these are just a few emails. I could do a lot more tomorrow than I have on this list. So the day on 2 in my standard TN, I could just tack a lot more on because depending on my energy level, and I'm noticing this too as I get older, and I've been doing this method. I did this method for like a year and a half, and I have a lot to say about it, which would be a whole nother video. But it's my life has changed since I started doing this. I started doing this maybe in 2020. Yeah, Lisa, 2020. And I did it all the way up until 2022. Sometime in 2022, I quit this method and went back to rings, and I started planner hopping a lot. Actually, maybe I went to discs. I just planner hopped a lot. But one thing that's remained consistent is, I think, is I always thought that this was a little small. Ever since I wasn't here, this was a little small. And my brain just loves and it hates this list. It loves it because it's so easy to look at. It's very quick to, you know, write up at night. And I got everything that's super important that I can think of that night. And then I'm good. Or so I think. But if I'm in this method where I'm writing out, you know, all the details, I'm mapping things out. You see, I have some errands on here. I actually need to add another one on here. And I have a Walmart drop off. And I have this appointment. I need to figure out how all of that is going to map out tomorrow. Actually, I could do this on camera, but it's 34 minutes long. And my voice is going. But yeah, so this is what makes me think that this notebook method might be what I need to do. I was in this notebook without looking at anything else for the longest time. This is my longest planner history with something like this. In the notebook was my longest planner run, I want to say, without hopping. But then I guess I got a little bored and I jumped. But I have to say, this is probably my most functional daily insert that I've used, but sometimes I don't like even writing in this because it, you know, it does flip up some, but I have so many clips. All I gotta do is clip it, and I think it's better than the discs. Plus I can take the booklet out if I want and just write in the booklet, bend the spine a little, and I'm good. So right now it's kind of in between. I'm talking myself into my notebook because I know the notebook is going to give me, it's going to pull more out of my head. It's going to give me a lot more room to write down things that pop up during the day. This thing stays by my side constantly. I can even, you know, take it around up, you know, all around the house. The only thing that's bugging me is I don't have my, I mean, I could have trackers in here. I mean, that's silly to say I couldn't have trackers in here, but I don't have trackers in here. I could make some in another notebook. I don't like this notebook. It's too pretty. I could use a different notebook in the back for my list, although I do like this for meal planning. I don't need all the space, though, for meal planning, but I like it. And I could use these for scratch notes. But, man, it's just too pretty. I just like a blank notebook. I wouldn't mind using this for, like, memory keeping, maybe. But I wouldn't journal in here every day, probably. But I could put pictures in here, dress it up. So I'm thinking about different things I could do with this notebook that might help me stay in it and not planner hop. Because I do not want to planner hop. I'm so tired of planner hopping. Don't want to do it. So I could do a day on 2 in rings. It's not too hard, but if I'm in rings, I really like to have my week on this side. I really do. I like a Hobonichi style week like this. So I would have it like this, but then have, like, you know, a personal size week on this side. But I have found out, though, that this insert has really helped me see the next week coming up. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's next week? What? But when I'm in rings, I have like a week here, but then I have like 7 days of dailies, and then my next week comes after that. And I don't get that aha moment that shows that, oh, this is coming up. I mean, it could happen if I go through and look at it. I mean, I can always just look at my monthly. Duh. But for some reason, seeing the week like this helps. Plus having like space for notes over here, to-dos. I can put my errands list right here. I even put like meal planning in here at the bottom. So this is a very functional insert for me. I just don't like how it's like this ecru color, but whatever. But yeah, I do like using it. This is how I used it before, exactly how I just said. I got my to-dos here. I've got errands here and meals here. And it just kind of works out. Plus I like having all the forward planning. The only thing that bugs me about a notebook, though, is having all this back here. Like, I don't need February still in my notebook. It's almost like I would rather pull all of this out. Although I do really dig these trackers in the front. I love this. This is so cool. Plus it's got the, you know, yearlies in here. Overview. I just can't get over the fact that, you know, I still have January, February, March, April, May, and, you know, whatever weeks that I don't need. Now, some people like it in here. They think they can go back and look and see when they last did this or that. And it does make a very nice archive, kind of like a Hobonichi Weeks. Makes a great archive, but for me, I'm just like, man, I wish I could tear these out. It is such a beautiful notebook, though, and the paper is delicious. You can actually get, if you are thinking about hopping into a standard, you can actually get this insert right now on Jet Pens. The second half, the July through December insert, is being sold in the vertical and the horizontal. So you can rush out there and grab one. They're pretty, I mean, they're fairly priced, I would say. I mean, they're not cheap. They're like maybe $10 or $15 for this one insert. It's a very small insert, but this paper, it's worth it. The paper's worth it. It holds so many mediums and it's lovely. I don't use fountain pens too much, so I can't attest to that, but it's held every single ballpoint gel I can throw at it, and highlight marker. Pretty nice. I really do like this insert. So yeah, definitely be using this insert. I don't know about this monthly, although I'm so much better at my Monday start. I don't know if I like this insert though. I'm not a huge fan. Although I do like how big the fonts are. There's just something about it I'm just not bonding with. I don't know. I think I used it in January and that was about it. So I did have to block these off because I was just getting used to the Monday start. I do love my Hobonichi Weeks, so I could take these out, pop in my Hobonichi Weeks, but the Hobonichi Weeks is a little bulkier than this, and it makes this insert, you know, I could just pop it in here and not band it in and just take it out whenever I'm writing here. It would be still a lot flatter. And maybe I can even put in an extra insert. That's a possibility. So there are possibilities. There are things I could do. This is an Artist Haze, by the way, by Chic Sparrow. Glorious, glorious, glorious. Italian leather. It just feels like a glove. I love this thing. This is the Haze. Such a beautiful color. Love my dark browns. And I miss my beads hanging, and I just love the experience of the Traveler's Notebook. Just the feel of them. You can't beat it. You really can't. So I'm thinking about hopping in here, and I made some pretty dashboards to do that with, since most of my June kit is dead. Oh, I didn't know I made 2 of those. So that's what I did. I did that in Canva. I just made an 8x10 in Canva and just popped these little images on there that I found on Pinterest and just made them passport size. So that's how I made that. And then these are, some of these are 8x4, which fit inside a dashboard, like a vinyl dashboard. And some of them I made a little bigger, just in case I wanted to make my own laminated dashboard. I'm not sure yet. I just made some funny, this is kind of cute, funny ones. Grease, just some summery looking ones that I liked, just on Pinterest. So I'm going to cut those out, possibly put them in here somewhere, or I might actually, I did buy some like Greek style, like yellow and that cobalt blue scrapbook paper, like this, what this is. And I could make that, Friday it's coming, and I could remake this whole TN and still use, you know, my washi I use to set up my mini. I hate to waste the things I used in my mini, but I just can't see. First of all, I don't want to drag that thing around in my bag again. I have traveled with it before. It's not too bad, actually, on a plane. But this would just be so much easier, I think. I don't know. It's bigger, but it's not as heavy, I think. And it's just so much easier to pick up. And I wouldn't necessarily need to put it in a bag. I could just pop it in my backpack in a slot. And boom, there we go. It is a Traveler's Notebook. It's in the name. Traveler's Notebook. Oh, sorry. So that, you can probably hear it in my voice, and I'm leaning back towards my notebooks. I mean, I just might be. So I do miss them so much. And I've been watching Watch Becca Plans videos, thinking, okay, maybe I can do this again. If I make my own inserts, and I do have a, excuse me, a binding cradle for booklets coming to me soon. I don't know if it's tomorrow or Friday. This is all going to be so quick to flip into a notebook or something else, but it's going to happen. I have to have something for the next month and a half, and I got to have it fast. So I'm going to set up 2 planners, the rest of June in something, or I might set up June in here and set up another TN, excuse me, or the booklets, and just swap those out. That would be so easy for July. So I might do that. Like I could still, you know, have my monthly, weekly, and just swap out my daily book for July and then have a list book in the back. That might be so easy. Or if I do rings, if rings turns out to be what I decide to do, which I'm kind of thinking maybe not now. I do love flipping through here and having my separate lists though where I want them. Having everything where I want it. Having my packing list in here where I want it. That's so nice. So I don't know if maybe I'll make a separate list, rings. So I could do that too. I thought about that. I do have another, I don't know what I did with it. I do have another very small ring binder that I could actually put just lists in if I really wanted to do that. That's a thought. Or I might just use this little cutie patootie. This is a, oh, by the way, the Chic Sparrow Evanwood. They no longer make this one, unfortunately. This one you can go out and buy right now. The Chic Sparrow website, under the Traveler's Notebook section, under the artist line. Walk, don't run. Run, don't walk. Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it. I could sleep with this thing. This one, though, I do love this one. It's so shiny. I'm just so afraid that it's not going to be shiny someday if I keep using it. But this is the Chic Sparrow Evanwood. So cute. So I could definitely use this for lists and keep this in my purse. Along with my, well, I wouldn't carry my passport if I'm not traveling. But, I mean, I could take these out and just have, maybe I could just do a duplicate month in here. Maybe not use the weekly, but just have a couple list books in here, just for like various, like I could have like errands in one because I'm going to be out. I have questions from my doctor, which I would want that in my purse anyway. Yeah, just random thoughts in my head. And this could be easy to carry around the house with me with a pen and just write down things that pop in my head. I mean, I put things in my phone, of course. But yeah, this could really work as lists. So I do have, I could tab all these off if I need to like have an inbox. This is basically be an inbox, or I can have specialized lists in here for whatever I need. And then once this insert's done, it's done. I would have another list insert in case I fill this one up and still need something in here. Or I could remake that list if I needed to and just boom and go. And this, I could also, we just got 2 new library cards for 2 different libraries we're wanting to go to. I would love to make like book lists in here. I've already got one in my HP Mini. I could make a, you know, books to check out list that I'm interested in. Maybe even book notes. I don't know. So that's an option too. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. We're going to find out Friday. That's for sure, because I'm setting it up. Friday, I will set it up. And I'll probably, maybe I'll film a flip Saturday before I go. And I'll tell you guys what I'm doing. I think that might be kind of fun. Because we got to have something. And we got to have it fast. Because I got to plan for July. I have to have it with me. So I'm going to be gone. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to end this video here. We're at 48 minutes. But I think I'm going to have some fun, though, figuring this out. I think I'm just so done with HP Mini. I'm sorry. My sister-in-law, his name is Tess, and she just loves HP Mini. And we were talking about how much we love HP Mini, and now I'm just, like, abandoning it. So hopefully she's not too mad at me when she sees my notebook or my rings. So with that said, you guys, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with another video as soon as I can. All right. Bye.